Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Vision, the show all about the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm your host, Lindsay Morshauser-Poe, and we've got a great show today. We're talking all about the Department of Chemistry. We've got a couple of students on today, and we're going to start things off with a graduate student. I'm welcoming Tim Dowell to the set today. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, you're a graduate student. I got to ask you just a little bit of bio background, right? And I don't mean biology, right? Why chemistry? Why Mississippi State? Like, where are you from? Tell us about yourself.
So I'm originally from Port Gibson, Mississippi. It's
Okay.
about 3 hours south of here, kind of on the Mississippi River. And kind of stayed in the state. I did my undergraduate at Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Had a lot of family in the area. So my brother is the assistant airport director at the Golden Triangle Airport in Columbus here.
Okay.
My brother was going here for his undergraduate in mechanical engineering. So a lot of family ties. And when I was looking for graduate programs, I found a professor who was in the Department of Chemistry here, David Whiff, who does electrochemistry, and I started during the course of my undergraduate really getting a lot of interest in analytical chemistry and electrochemistry, and so it was a really good fit.
Okay,
And,
so for the folks at home, what does that mean in layman's terms? Like, what do
in
you
layman's
study?
terms.
Yes.
So we try to analyze things, right?
Okay.
So analytical chemistry, we analyze different systems. They're pretty broad. Mainly, I'm interested in studying catalysis, right?
Okay.
So different catalytic systems, also energy storage and things like that.
Okay,
So,
very interesting. And I know you're here to talk about your graduate student association that you are president of, right? Why did you get involved with that? What is it like being president of that association?
Yeah, so, I got involved a few years back when I first, right after joining the graduate program, and I was the treasurer for a while, the secretary for a little while, and then recently I was voted in as the president when our past president graduated.
Okay.
And so just had some interest in trying to aid graduate students, right? So our program really aims at trying to get graduate students to participate more in national meetings and conferences and to present their work at these meetings, and so they can collaborate, build relationships with other researchers and things like that.
Okay, so it's not only in-house, but
Not in-house, yeah. We
Yeah.
really try to push graduate students to go out and present their work
Wonderful.
all over and really try to build relationships with other researchers.
okay, what other things do you do? I know you guys host a symposium.
We do, so we do the Lester Andrews Symposium every year, and so it involves universities from all over the Southeast,
Wonderful.
Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee. They come in, give oral presentations. We also have poster presentations presenting scientific research, mainly in chemistry.
Yeah.
We also have invited lecturers that we bring in, so we always bring in a keynote speaker from outside the department, outside the state typically. So we've had people like Naomi Hollis at Rice, Eric Jacobson at Harvard, Harry Gray, Caltech. Some really big names. So those are big names in chemistry,
Okay.
really prominent researchers. And so we've been lucky to have them come
That's
give
so
keynote
neat.
talks. Yeah.
Absolutely, wonderful. And you've got some other things going on, specifically coming up, it's National Chemistry Week, right? And that's the week of October 21st. We were chatting beforehand. We think that's the Kentucky game,
Yeah, it should
right?
be the Kentucky game, homecoming weekend. kind of
Right,
thing,
and
yeah.
you guys are doing you're planning some things. What are you planning? And then there's also going to be some stuff at the Arts and Sciences tailgate, which is a fun thing anyway. So.
Yeah, so we're planning just kind of a general outreach on campus to try to kind of make people aware that it's National Chemistry Week, get the word out, try to engage students and help kind of visualize how chemistry is involved in day-to-day life. During the tailgating, we're trying to work with the Student Undergraduate Association in the chemistry department, set up some demonstration for kids, do some activities with them,
That's so
some
neat.
chemistry experiments, things
Can you
like
give
that.
us do you know any specific demos that you're going to do?
So you have to show up to see them.
Okay, you have to show up.
Yeah,
so we don't get a sneak peek. Anything else that you want to talk to us about today that the organization does that's important for your department and your students?
Yeah, really we're just there to support graduate students. We have a lot of international students in our program, so they come from about 16 different nations around the world.
Wow.
And we've got quite a few of them and a pretty big international student body, and so trying to help them with the transition there. Also, we try to support our graduate students little bit financially going to conferences, right? So we give them funds or help them with funding to attend those conferences. We also support them with graduation fees, trying to cover some of those costs. So we raise money. We also do help sessions. So one of our fundraisers is doing test preparation for undergraduates.
Okay.
So general chemistry classes, we typically have practice exams, and we have graduate students from our department go through in detail with students, give presentations on how to solve problems, and use it also as a way where they can donate back to us.
That's so
and
neat.
We can raise money for grad students.
Wonderful information, and don't forget to check out the demos at the Arts and Sciences Tailgate October 21st. Thanks so much. We'll have more about chemistry coming up after this break.
We all depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment across the country, 1 in 3 weather forecasts are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day, so that you can prepare for your day. Everyone remembers their favorite teddy bear, the reassuring love of their first puppy. They comforted us and made us laugh. For children battling abusive situations or post-traumatic stress disorder, the memories aren't as pleasant. That's why at Mississippi State University, we're pioneering a robotic technology that brings healing to those exposed to traumatic situations. Known as Therabot, MSU's robotic beagle includes lifelike features that allow it to move in ways that are both natural and nurturing. Its ultimate goal? To bridge the gap between 2 types of effective therapy, using real animals and their plush counterparts for emotional assistance. At MSU, we're proud to be changing the game in therapeutic recovery, even prouder to be putting lives back together again.
Welcome back to Vision. We've got another chemistry student in studio. She is an undergraduate in the Department of Chemistry. I'd like to welcome to the set Kathleen Riley. Thanks for joining us on Vision today.
I'm glad to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, so we kind of talked about the graduate level organizations and how they deal with getting people involved in the department. So we're gonna just bump it down a little bit to the undergraduate side of things. But first, just like I did with Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Why did you choose Mississippi State?
So I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
I came here originally for the amazing vet program we have, but I quickly changed all of that just because I decided that's not exactly what I wanted to do. But I was in biochem at the time, and I decided that chemistry was my real passion once I started getting involved in research in the department. And we just have like a lot of support for undergraduates and research, and they just really support us in the department.
That's wonderful. So you hold an office
Yes.
in the Undergraduate Association. I'm going to kind of let you say the name because it's long and I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah.
So what's your title and what's that?
So I'm the treasurer of the student members of the American Chemical Society. So the American Chemical Society is basically just all of the chemists throughout the world, like throughout the nation that are all a culmination. So we're the student members of that for Mississippi State specifically.
And why did you decide to get involved and hold an office? What do you think, what's benefited you, and how does being a part of that benefit, I guess, the department and the students there?
So originally I wasn't really a part of SMACS because they focused on pre-professional programs, and I knew that I didn't want to do that. And so I wanted to get involved so that we could reach out to people that were like grad school bound or wanted to do something else with chemistry besides going to like med school or vet school, pharmacy school. Not that those are important. We still have people come and speak with us, like people that are going to med school, got into med school to help other people in those pre-professional programs. but I was specifically interested in trying to help those people that are grad school bound or trying to get high school students to be more interested in chemistry if they're like nervous that it's too hard, because originally that was where I was at. But it's not bad at all. So.
And how do you do that? You were telling me before we started this that that's a big thing that you do. You do outreach to high school students. Give us an example of what you do.
So there's a school in Columbus that actually contacted us, and they want to see what it's like to do chemistry in like a university level lab. So we are we have a SMACS ambassador program. So the chemistry department has an ambassador program through us, and we facilitate all the interviews for that. And they're gonna come and show all of the high school students around like our labs what life is like as a chemistry major in the university setting, and kind of like facilitate that conversation.
That's so neat, and I can imagine that it's daunting. There are a lot of labs that you have to take, which seems scary, I'm sure, coming to college and then doing that. Have you been able to kind of grasp someone under your wing?
Not yet. I have. Well, there's the one girl that's in our undergrad lab, and she's a year under me. So she's told me before that she kind of looks up to me, but we're only a year difference, so I don't necessarily count that.
Oh, come on.
I mean, so the goal is to go to graduate school and eventually get my own undergraduate to like kind of pull under my wing, and hopefully he or she will be better off because
mentors are important.
Yeah.
So you guys have some different things going on. You have a spring crawfish boil that you plan. Can you tell us about that, and an awards banquet?
Yeah, so the crawfish boil is pretty much just to get the CGSA, which is what Tim is a part of, them and our organization kind of talking, make sure the grad students and the undergrads are like really connecting and like making those networks that are so important in chemistry. That's always really fun and kind of like a way to get our name out there as well in the university, and so people know what chemistry is all about.
And is that for just chemistry, or can people come to that if they pay? How does that work?
So usually it's just for chemistry, but we also reach out to the chemical engineers in both of our SMACS program as well as that.
Okay.
But
that's so neat. And then you guys are also involved in National Chemistry Week, the Arts and Sciences tailgate, right?
Yeah.
Can you give us any information on that week, like some things maybe you guys are planning?
Yeah, so we're planning a lot of days on the drill table. We plan to like have a kickoff grill out on the first day, but something Tim's trying to be tight-lipped about the tailgates, but there are going to be explosions, and that's all I'm going to say.
Explosions? That sounds awesome. I think that everybody watching in the College of Arts and Sciences should definitely go to that. It's a fun time anyway, and it sounds like it's going to be awesome. And it seems like you guys in chemistry are very tight-knit. So thank you for coming and sharing, both you and Tim, about what's going on in your department. Thanks so much. And thank you for joining us on Vision. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.